Testing, testing. Mic check, 1, 2, 3.
Check 1 2. Check 1 2. I'm a little quiet, I think. To me, at least. Check 1 2. Check 1 2.
Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Convocation Center, home of your California Vulcans women's basketball. I'm Andy Mann, joined alongside Mr. Jonathan Sape, the voice of Vulcan Sports. How you doing, Sape?
I'm doing great, Addy. Thank you for the great intro. I mean, we're in here. It's nice to be back here at home after a couple games on the road, and I'm feeling good.
Oh, yeah, it's a beautiful day outside. I know we're inside right now, but it's absolutely gorgeous, especially for the end of January.
Yeah, I mean, yesterday, like the last couple days, it was snowing, and then now it's like mid-50s, and it was feeling good.
We're going to look at some last game matchups for you guys. California returned home following a 2-game away on the road to beat Mansfield, the Mansfield Mountaineers, 87-73. And now UPJ just played Edinburgh, another big matchup for the PSAC West Conference, and they won against the Fighting Scots 77-63.
Yeah, both of those games really helped both teams in regards to standings. Like we'll talk about later on, or we can talk about now. The standings are super, super close and congested towards the top, so it's going to be super important for every single team and to get a win in these types of games. And so for California, this game is super important.
Definitely. I know I was talking with some other members of the crew prior to the tip-off of this game, and if California were to win this game, there would be a big cluster for the second seed for the PSAC West right now.
Yeah, and then I mean, after this game, it's going to start the second round of the round robin tournament. Like where every team already played each other once, they'll play each other again. And so if you can bring that close in towards the top by a game, I mean, you're talking about anything could happen in the last stretch of games.
Definitely, especially now California will return back on the road after this game, playing the Clarion Golden Eagles on Wednesday and then the Edinburgh Fighting Scots next Saturday.
Yeah, so 2 away games. We do have some starting lineups here for you guys. For your Vulcans, the same 5 as always: Sierra Lloyd, Hallie Harrington, Jordan Smith, Alicia Harris, and Raja Fink will be the starting 5 for the Vulcans. And then for the Mountain Cats, being Olivia Fasik, Peyton Alizeus, Hayden Taylor, Ashley Norling, and Michaelin Clapper. Those will be the 5 for the Mountain Cats. And I was telling you this a little bit before last year whenever me and Finian were doing the games here when California was playing off against UPJ. UPJ was such a young team. Their team comprised of only sophomores and freshmen last year, and quite frankly, that was not the season that they wanted, not super great in that season, but you can see this season, as they've gotten older, as they've grown together, plus adding a couple of players through the transfer portal, this team has really, really grown well together, and they've made a name for themselves here in the PSAC West.
Definitely. We're going to have a good matchup for you guys as both teams are making their last-minute adjustments in the huddle. Right now, Pitt-Johnstown has a 12-7 overall record, 9-4 in the PSAC conference, compared to the California Vulcans of 12-7 as well overall, and 8-5 in the PSAC conference. So very, very similar on paper here.
Yeah, this is going to be one of the closest matchups you see pretty much all season. I mean, in terms of stats up and down the board, they score about the similar amount of points. The Vulcans score 67.6 points per game compared to UPJ's 65.6. On defense, California gives up about 61.8 per game compared to UPJ's 63.6. So very, very similar, like all across the board. And it's going to be about who can come out here, who can get the better start at this game, because we've seen in some of these games where California have gotten off to some slow starts early and they just haven't been able to come back, but we've also seen them get some nice leads and not be able to hold them. So it'll be about...
We've seen it all.
We've seen it all. So
in other words,
it'll be about who can potentially get that good start and who can hold on to it.
And we're going to get things underway as both teams are ready to take the court for the opening tip-off here in the Convocation Center. And things are underway, fight for it right from the start, and UPJ comes down with the ball. UPJ now going to start off playing slow, trying to get the Vulcans to play Mountain Cat basketball, have it at the top of the key, waiting to try and find an open lane on the outside. Still can't get anywhere near it. Still at that three-point line. Kicks it off by the Vulcan bench. 11 seconds on the shot clock. Trying to screen set. They can't get anything going. Now they're going to try and move some pressure in the paint, and the Vulcans are going to come down with the block.
Yeah, that time great movement by Harris, coming over and guarding off the baseline and getting that block, and then getting the basket on the other end.
And that one's going to be Vulcan's ball right away to put 2 on the board. And now that's going to be Alicia Harris credited with that 2-pointer. Now back on that Mountain Cats side of the court. The old rainbow pass over the screen from the Mountain Cats. Really having a hard time trying to find a lane in the basket. And that's going to be Harris who gets a hand on it to give it to Harrington, who's now going back the other way. Bounce pass to Harris. It's going to be tripped up and going out of bounds.
Yeah, unfortunate there. Harrington trying to play it inside. Right idea, but just not the best execution, a little bit too close, but it's 2 possessions in a row. We've seen Alicia Harris's defensive impact, a block on the first possession and then a steal on the second one.
Alicia Harris has really been one to step up, especially with Terrell going down early with an injury. And now that's going to be a 3-point attempt from the Mountain Cats. Too short there, fighting for the board. Still a fight for it. Harris is going to call, and going to be a jump ball before Harris is able to gain full possession. But it will, it's going to be a foul to prevent the jump ball, but it will remain on the court and be Vulcan's basketball.
Yeah, good job by Harris, just fighting off a couple of Mountain Cats just trying to surround her. That one is going to go against Clapper. That'll be her first and the team's first, but good job by her to secure that ball.
Now Sierra Lloyd tries to pull up for 3, and she's drained that one.
I mean, we know she'll shoot it. Sierra Lloyd not afraid to take shots like that. You can't give her that much space because she will absolutely knock it down. The Vulcans off to a great start here in this game so far.
Especially if you were watching the last game with the Mountaineers, Sierra Lloyd had a career night from the 3-point line for the Vulcans, and that's going to be a hot potato back and forth from the Sierra Lloyd trying to get in there and get a hand on it. No good basket there from the Mountain Cats, and now they're going to try and keep things outside here. The shot clock does reset after that shot attempt. Sierra Lloyd once again in the mix for the Vulcans. 11 seconds on the shot clock. Mountain Cats need to really get something going. Bounce pass into the lane, no good basket there, and it will be a foul against the Vulcans.
And that's going to be the difficulty in this game. Norling, 6 foot tall, just a lot bigger than a lot of the Vulcans here on the team, so it's going to be on them to come over and help defensively whenever Norling is in that post to try to prevent her from getting some decent shots off.
It's going to be Rachel Fink-Cole for the foul. And Norling on her line for the second shot here. First one was good, and she gets the second one as well. Sarah Lloyd gonna bring it across the time stripe here, controlling her offense, as we've seen her do for the majority of this season. Fink tried to get in there and set the screen for her. Now Sierra Lloyd to Fink, passes it back to Harrington. Shot wasn't there for her to take the 3, and now that's gonna be Mountain Cats who get a hand on it before going out, so it will remain Vulcan basketball.
Yeah, the Vulcans just trying to find a little bit of space around the perimeter, and UPJ doing a great job of getting into the lanes and forcing the Vulcans to be uncomfortable. They only have 10 seconds left on the shot clock.
Sierra Lloyd has it. She's going to pull up for 3, and that's going to be no good there. The UPGA fans are making some interesting gestures at that side. That was kind of funny. And now the Mountain Cats are going to bring it back into Vulcan territory, and that's going to be Harris who gets a hand on it before going out, so it will remain UPJ ball.
Yeah, once again, great defensive effort by Harris. Had Norling behind her trying to cut towards the basket, and Harris able to recover, get a hand on it, and poke it out of bounds.
Mountain Cats now to inbounds. This one following that out-of-bounds play. Wide open for 3. Harrington gets there in time to prevent the shot. They're still trying to make a 3-point play, and that's going to be Harris who gets the steal, and it gets go right back after losing control of it and stay on the UPJ side. And now UPJ trying to create a lane in the paint, and that's going to be blocked by Sierra Lloyd. Going back the other way now, pushing the poster right out to Harrington. What a great play design that was. Off the iron and no good there, and it will go back the other way.
Unfortunate there. That's exactly what you want in transition. You want players to run out, get out there early, and try to get to their spots. And we've seen Harrington on fire from 3 over the last 4 or 5 games. So not a bad shot there. Just could not knock that one down. There was a substitution made by UPJ. It
will be Alzeris going back into the game for the Mountain Cats. Following that substitution, now back on that Mountain Cat side. Alzeris has it, trying to find in the paint there, trying to make some lane, and they can't get around the Vulcans. Vulcans have been playing lights out by the net so far. Now Sierra Lloyd, trouble with the passing, goes in the hands of maybe a photographer that was down there. I can't tell.
I think that was Nate who caught it.
Was that Nate?
It looks like it.
Little Schmitz gets in the game.
It was the right idea once again, but that time Lloyd just had a little bit too much on it.
Now it's going back the other way with the Mountain Cats. Really needs to get something going on offense here. Lucky not a travel called following that pivot, and they get 2 more on the board for the Mountain Cats.
And that's the problem with the Vulcans so far, is that was UPJ's first made basket and over 4 minutes into this game, but the Vulcans just still have not been able to capitalize on the other end. They haven't been able to extend their lead like they would have wanted.
Peyton Alzeris had that basket for UPJ, and now Harrington's going to match it with her own with a 2-pointer layup. UPJ now pushing it back the other way, 7-4, 5:36 left in this opening quarter. UPJ now has on their side 18 seconds on the shot clock. Alzeris tries to pull up for 3, too strong off the mark there. That's going to go out of bounds, and it should be going back the other way with Vulcan basketball.
I mean, the Vulcans have played some stout defense so far, and if those are the shots that you're giving up, you're going to live with that every time. Alize is pulling up from way past even NBA range from that 3, and
that would have been an impressive shot had she made it.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, if you're California, you're more than happy to give up shots like that because those shots are less and less likely to go in.
Sierra Lloyd now in the corner here. Finds Fink. Fink trying to create some space of her own in the paint. She now with the old fadeaway jumper, no good there, and that's going to be Alzeris comes down with it, and now, Harris got it, got the shot off, and got the foul call as I gave possession to UPJ.
I mean, she's just doing it all.
That was impressive.
She fought for the rebound and ripped it out, I believe, of Norling's hands, and then just threw it up there. Had no idea, just threw it up and able to get it to go in.
Oh, that was awesome. Talk about a no-quit play from Alicia Harris. She can't convert on the N1, but still gets the 2-point layup to her name. Just under the 5-minute mark now as UPJ pushes the pressure back the other way. Vulcans have been playing lockdowns on defense. Can't get anything going, and that's going to be a foul as Harris basically just lost her momentum.
I mean, the best way I can describe it is she just looked like a fish jumping out of water. She got up there to try to block that shot, but got too much contact.
I'm fairly confident that she was trying to go for the block, and it just too much momentum and misjudged it.
Oh, I mean, that's exactly what happened. But I'll take us to our first immediate timeout. While we can take a look at the tail of the tape. Like I talked about at the beginning of the game, both of these teams very similar points for per game for both teams. 67.6 for Cal, 65.6 for UPJ. Field goal percentage, UPJ slightly edges out, 41.7 compared to UPJ's 40.5 from the three-point line. This is where UPJ have been able to make their money so far in the season. 32.6% from 3 compared to California's 29%. Free throw percentage, UPJ still largely at 73.2% from the line compared to California's 67.8. And then rebounds, the Vulcans edged that one, averaging almost 39.7 compared to UPJ's 35.4.
Now we're going to take a look at some replays here for part of that opening quarter. It's been all Vulcans so far, especially on the offense and defensive way. We've seen Alicia Harris come down with clutch shot after clutch shot, and now this is going to be the Sierra Lloyd three-pointer. We saw her do a lot of this in the Mansfield game on Wednesday, so no stranger to seeing Sierra Lloyd really getting control of it on the three-point lane. And now that's going to be UPJ, some of their rare times enabled to find the lane, getting into the basket. Now back the other way with Harrington with her point to match the UPJ layup. And then it's going to be the final one, the Alicia Harris no-quit play, able to put up and get the and-1 call on that. And we're going to get things back underway here in the convo. 9-4, just under 5 minutes left in the opening quarter. Vulcans are leading this one. UPJ now has it, trying to take possession. They're trying to create some space there. Good pass, and now UPJ is going to put it up. Can't get that one to drop, but they do get the board. Throw it up again. No good on that, and now Sierra Lloyd's going to take it back the other way. Sierra Lloyd now really pushing the pressure here. Jumps it out to Fink. Fink has a lane, and she gets it to go.
Yeah, Fink and Lloyd just work so well together. Lloyd able to push the tempo, able to get it into the half court, and then had Fink trailing behind her, just pretty much handed it straight off to her, and Fink had the runway straight to the basket.
Now back on that UPJ side, in a hole early here in the convo, and now they get that one and able to convert. That will be Ashley Noling with 2 points on that layup. Sierra Lloyd now going to slow things down a bit as she crosses the Vulcan. 11-6. The old dump off to Harrington, back to Lloyd. A play we've seen now to Fink. Fink trying to create the space. The old double step back and gets it to go.
Fink just has so much variety in her post move play. Can just do anything, and that time had the double fake. Went up once, got her to jump, and then turned around again and able to knock it down.
Roger Fink, the transfer from IUP from this year's first year as a Vulcan, and really making a staple in the Vulcans lineup as UPJ matches. Now going back the other way following that shot from the Vulcans, and it will be a foul call.
Yeah, great job there by Lloyd to find Harrington trailing down the court. Harrington able to just slip away from the UPJ defenders, and Lloyd's passing ability is spectacular, able to just float it in there straight on the money, and Harrington had to get fouled to prevent that shot from going in.
That was Olivia Fasek fouled for the Mountain Cats, and Harrington converts on her first shot. And now Harrington with her second shot here and gets that one to go also.
Vulcan's going to make a substitution into the game for the Vulcans for the first time today. Will be number 3, Alicia Young. We're going to send Alicia Harris to the bench, so Alicia going to come in for Alicia.
There we go.
There we go.
We just keep saying Alicia.
You can't be wrong.
Just say Vulcans at this point. Now we're back on that Mountain Cats side of the court. 17 seconds on the shot clock, trying to create some space here as Young tries to get some defensive end. They do get the board out of the Mountain Cats and are able to convert. And that would be, there we go, that would be Kayla Franklin now with that layup for the Mountain Cats. And now Harrington has it back on the Vulcan side of the court. Harrington to Fink, able to thread the needle, and that will be an intercepted pass from UPJ, but they do step out of bounds, so it will be Vulcan ball. Yeah,
the Vulcans catch a little bit of a break there, trying to just feed Fink inside, but there's not a lot of room in there.
And now to Young right away, and Young makes a mark with 2 on the board.
Yeah, we see that a lot the Vulcans do on these quick little inbound passes, just try to get quick shots up, and that time Young able to just get enough separation to throw it off the glass and get it to go in.
17-10, 2:33 left in the opening corner, and now that's going to go back to UPJ. They can't convert on that, and now Harris is going to bring it back the other way. Harris has a lane. She's trying to take it. No travel call on that one, but they do get the board as Young. Young can't convert on the putback, and now it's going to go back the other way.
Yeah, decent fast break. That time Smith just able to try to go coast to coast, couldn't finish, and then Young with the second chance opportunity just left a little bit too short on the layup attempt.
Now back on the Mountain Cat side, they only have 15 seconds on the shot clock here. Kicks it off to the outside, and that's going to be Smith who gets a hand on it. Smith on the breakaway, and Smith gets it!
Yeah, beautiful play by Smith. Read that pass all the way. He was able to just jump into the passing lane, steal it away. This Vulcan defense so far in this first quarter has been phenomenal. If they're able to keep it up like this for the rest of the game, you're talking about a blowout win.
You know, Coach Strum really preaches her defensive efforts, and it's been all Vulcan's defense as Harrington is able to get it back the other way and be Vulcan's basketball.
Yeah, California just doing it all so far. Well, after that, it's already 4 turnovers in this game for UPJ, so the Vulcans doing a good job at protecting the ball and forcing UPJ into these mistakes.
Sierra Lloyd has it now, 1 minute and some change left in the opening corner. Bounce pass to Smith. Smith now debating her options, trying to make a lane. Pull up jumper off the rim there, and UPJ is going to come down with it. UPJ now back on the Vulcan side. Coach Strum is really putting the pressure on defense. Smith gets a hand on it. No jump ball called there. UPJ now with the wide open 3 off the mark, and it will go back the other way.
Yeah, Franklin nearly got it stolen away from her, and then on that 3-point attempt just pushed into the back of one of the Vulcans and knocked her down. And that'll be another foul on her. It'll be another substitution as Norling going to come back into the game in place of Franklin.
Ashley Norling is also the points leader for the UPJ Mountain Cats so far with a total of 4. And now Sierra Lloyd has a double screen set at top of the key. Sierra Lloyd weighing her options here. The old tricker, and it's going to be a 2-point pull-up for Sierra Lloyd.
Lloyd loves those mid-range jumpers, just gets enough separation on that crossover. A little bit of a hesitation move and able to get that space, and the Vulcans already at 21 points here in the first quarter.
If you're a Vulcans fan, this is what you want to see. The Vulcans getting out hot early, and now a 3-point attempt from UPJ off the mark there. Young is going to come down with it for the Vulcans and dump it off to Sierra Lloyd.
I was going to say there's only about a difference, 1 second difference, but it looks like the Vulcans are going to try to push it. I thought that maybe they were going to try to save it for the last shot, but.
Now back on that UPJ side. That was a great pass to find a wide open mountain cut. And that's going to be a great shot there from Hayden Taylor to add 2 more to the UPJ.
Looks like the referees blow the whistle because I believe Sierra Lloyd's glasses may have came off.
Really?
Looks like she.
It's every game. Jonathan, say, do you want to say your line or do you want me to say my line?
I mean,
who wants to say it today?
I mean, you can say it if
you
you
like.
Say it? Go ahead.
It would not be a Cal U women's basketball game without Sierra Lloyd's glasses falling off.
And I think it's better for it, you know, like.
It just makes it more entertaining.
It does make it more entertaining. I mean, I'm glad that she's able to see now, and there's 7 seconds left. The Vulcans have the last shot.
Now Sierra Lloyd, can she make the redemption for her glasses? That's going to be off the mark. Fink now comes down with it with the buzzer beater, and that's no good. It's going to be the end of the first quarter here in the Convocation Center, 21-12. All Vulcans so far. Stay tuned. You're watching CUTV Sports 1 and the PSAC Network.
Are you looking for student housing that is convenient, fits your budget, and promotes independent living? Look no further than Penn West California's upper campus student community at Vulcan Village. At Vulcan Village, you have 3 spacious floor plans to choose from, all with guaranteed private bedrooms and many with private bathrooms. Our community provides you fantastic amenities such as a 24/7 fitness center, convenience store, sand volleyball, and saltwater swimming pool. All apartments are fully furnished and have full kitchens and laundry. Utilities, internet, parking, recreation, and events all included. We provide you an all-inclusive experience that can't be beat. Schedule a tour and learn more today at vulcanvillage.com. Live here, live well.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Convocation Center. So far, it's been all Vulcans here this afternoon, and we're going to check out some replays.
A nice drive there and a great finish that time by Fink. And then you have Norling in the paint, just able to get a little bit of separation from Smith and able to get that shot to go. Then on the other, once again, Fink with a nice move, got her defender to go to the right, and then she came back to the left and able to hit that nice little hook shot. Made a nice drive once again from the Mountain Cats, and a good floater. Just able to knock that one down, and then UPJ able to score back-to-back buckets as Franklin able to just get good position inside and able to knock down that shot.
Now we're going to go back to the action here. Sierra Lloyd right off the back to Harrington. Harrington wants the 3, no go there. Now to Fink. Fink in the paint. The old spin move, can't get it to go, but they will come down with the board. Smith now has it. Smith can't get it to drop either, but once again, they do come down with the rebound, and Fink can convert on the 3rd attempt.
I'm going to say Rachel Fink, that was all calculated. I mean, she went for the shot, but she's going to say it was a pass. Able to find Smith. Smith couldn't finish, but Fink able to follow up on it, get the rebound once again, and able to knock down the shot.
Now back over on that UPJ side, Alvarez has it and gets the shot to go.
The Vulcans did a good job in that first quarter of not allowing UPJ to get good looks. The Vulcans still need to be able to keep that high intensity on defense, need to prevent UPJ from getting good looks and getting back into the game.
Fink now has it. UPJ putting the pressure on the Vulcans, and that's going to be a foul called against Fink.
Yeah, that could have gone either way. Fink able to get into the lane and just had too much contact. Good job by UPJ of just setting their feet, able to just get in front of Fink and able to prevent that from being a basket. And that's going to be Fink's 2nd foul, something to keep an eye on, as it looks like Young going to come to the scores table and potentially come in for her at the next dead ball.
Vulcans have really struggled with foul trouble, especially having a couple Vulcans, especially Alicia Harris, foul out of multiple games earlier in the week. And now it's back on that UPJ side with 8 seconds left. They can convert and get 2 more on the board.
Yeah, that was a beautiful play, just 1-2 action. Passes back and forth, and that time Taylor able to just pass it off and then just cut underneath the basket and able to receive the ball back and able to finish comfortably.
Fink now has it, following the passage from Harris and Smith. Fink getting the pressure, feeling all of everything that Mountain Cats have with the old jump in, and they can get Alicia Harris to convert on that.
Yeah, it was kind of a sloppy pass from Fink. She threw it up and said, Alicia's over there. Alicia's over there somewhere. She's going to grab it. She's able to just jump up, battle it away from Norling, and able to get it to go in.
Now back on that Mountain Cat side. Harrington gets a hand on it, and then Harrington rips it away right in the hands of Sierra Lloyd. Sierra Lloyd to Fink. Fink now trying to drive into the lane and gets 2 more.
Yeah, exactly the transition you want. Good help defense by Harrington coming over and able to just strip that one away from the bigger player in Norling. Rips it out of her hands, starts the fast break, and Lloyd able to find Fink. And Fink, once she's able to drive downhill towards the basket, she's hard to stop.
Back on that Mountain Cat side, 15 seconds on the shot clock, 27-16 all Vulcans so far. Able to find the open man in there, and now old hook shot around the iron and able to get 2 points for Hayden Taylor. Sierra Lloyd now has a pull-up jumper from the charity stripe. Can't get it to go. Fink comes down with the board back to Sierra Lloyd. Wanted the 3-point shot, hesitated, didn't get it. Now Harrington with her own 3-point attempt off the iron. And a fight for it once again. Fink comes down with it, kicks it out to the outside for the Vulcans. No good 3-shot attempt once again. Another fight for it under the basket. And after all of that, it will be a no score going back the other way.
Yeah, the Vulcans had their opportunities, had their bites at the cherry, but just could not get it to go.
Alvarado has it now in the corner, kicks it out towards the Vulcan bench, 27-10, and that's going to be a hand on it by the Vulcan. Smith now has it barreling down the other way, kicks it out to Sierra Lloyd. Sierra Lloyd has a lane in the paint, gets tripped up by the Mountain Cats, and it's going to be Lloyd. They're going to call Sierra Lloyd as the last person to touch it, and she's pleading her case to referee, but it will remain Mountain Cat ball.
Yeah, she's not too happy about that, and she looks like as it was about to go out of bounds, she kind of like held up because she thought it went off a UPJ player. She probably could have kept it in bounds, but like you said, it looked like she thought that it went off the player, but it must have just been hit off of her out of play.
So hard to tell from up here, so I'm not 100% certain, but I'm going to trust the referees on the floor. Now back on that Mountain Cat side, kicks it off to the outside. Harrington on the defensive end for the Vulcans. Past there, UPJ now really using their size to command their offense and gets 2 more on the board. And that'll be Molly Wagner with the 2-pointer for UPJ.
Yeah, they just brought Wagner in. She's 6'2". I mean, she
looks like she's just a monster down there.
It just looks crazy because she's 6'2" compared to the rest of the Vulcans players. She looks like an absolute giant.
Young kicks it out back to Lloyd. Lloyd now really weighing her options here. Not too much time on the shot clock. Young now has it, feeling the pressure from Wagner. Kicks it out to Harrington. Harrington wanted to get the 3-shot off. Foul called with 4 seconds left on the shot clock.
Yeah, smart play by Harrington. Felt the contact and just threw it up. And it was able to get that shooting foul to go off. But on the court right now with all these players, the tallest one is Alicia Young at 5'10". And she does not, I mean.
Molly Wagner looks so tall.
That's what I'm saying. From here, Wagner looks like she's a foot taller than her. And so.
And I believe they're matched up against each other.
I mean, they should be.
They should be.
But it's up to the Vulcans to come over and play some good help defense to prevent those types of situations where Wagner just gets these open shots just because she's way bigger than everyone else.
Especially this might be what UPJ needs, really struggling to try and get some space in the paint. The old bounce pass now behind the Vulcans, get 2 more on the board for UPJ. Now be Cassidy Crawford with the layup there. Assist from Fasek, and now Lloyd's going to control her offense going back the other way. Screen set now by Harris. Lloyd pulls up for 3. Off the iron then. It's going to go back the other way with the Mountain Cats. 28-22. The Vulcans are in the lead here. No good there, but they do get the board as Wagner kicks it out for the 3-point attempt and are able to convert.
And the Vulcans just look a little bit rattled. That addition of Wagner in the offense has helped out tremendously. Just added so much more and is able to just get the Vulcans to move around and create the space that they need to knock down these outside shots.
Harrington now has it, trying to drive in the lane there. Wagner is able to block that. There will be a foul called, waiting unofficially who it's going to be. It will be a foul against Molly Wagner, and it will be immediate timeout following that foul.
Yeah, after the immediate timeout, Hallie Harrington's going to go to the line and shoot 2. While we have a second, we can take a look at some team leaders for the Vulcans.
I think there's a little computer error. We're looking at some men's. basketball.
So that's
There we
a
go.
preview of what comes next. You
Oh,
know?
yeah.
Later on today, the Vulcans men's team will face off against the women's teams. Now we have the win scores. That's a lot of Fink and a lot of Lloyd. Fink averaging a double-double in the season, 15.4 points, 10.8 rebounds. Sierra Lloyd, 131 assists, 43 steals, and Hallie Harrington almost playing the entire 40 minutes per game, 38.8 minutes per game for her. And then going to the UPJ women's team, Alizea is averaging 14.3 points per game. Actually, Norling, 7.4 rebounds. Fasick, 85 assists. Clapper with 34 steals, and Taylor, 33.1 minutes per game. And so far in the second quarter, after a good defensive start in that first quarter from the Vulcans, UPJ has really turned it around here in the second quarter, been able to knock down some shots, and have cut the lead from the Vulcans now down to just 3.
We're going to take a look at some replays here from both teams as the Mountain Cats did a really great job of slimming that Vulcan lead down before going into the half. In a really physical game thus far here for both sides, especially from that Vulcan's defense. And we're going to get things back underway here in the Convocation Center. Harrington's going to go to the line to shoot following the foul on Wagner.
Yeah, looking at some stats so far from the second quarter, UPJ 6 for 7 from the field, one of those from 3, and the Vulcans 3 of 10 from the field. So UPJ definitely getting the better end of this second quarter as Harrington able to knock down the first free throw.
Second shot here for Harrington. These shots are going to play a crucial role in maintaining that Vulcan lead, and she's able to convert on both of them. Now 30-25, 4.5 minutes left before the half. Now Wagner double teamed by the Vulcans. UPJ trying to find a lane, able to pull up for 2. No good there. Wagner gets the rebound, gets the shot off, but we'll get a foul call in favor of the Vulcans.
I believe it.
Jump ball call before that one?
Yeah, Harris almost blocked it, but just got her hand on top of it, and Wagner went up and down with it, so they're going to call a jump ball, but the possession arrow favors UPJ, so they'll get the ball back.
Able to reset now, UPJ following the jump ball call. 16 seconds left on the shot clock here. UPJ really still struggling to try and get inside of the Vulcans' paint here. Still just playing hot potato from that three-point line, trying to convert to the spin move and a poor pass right into the stands.
Yeah, great spin move by Margulis, able to just create some separation. But I thought maybe she was better off just taking the shot. Had the spin move, got enough separation and got enough space between her, and I believe Harrington was the one defending her, to just get a shot up, but went for the pass instead, tried to feed it inside, and the pass was just a little bit off the mark.
Sarah Lloyd now to Harrington. Harrington no stranger to conducting that offense as well. Young has it at the top of the key, dumps it off to Smith. Smith now weighing her options here, trying to find a lane in the paint, dumps it off back to Young. Young to Lloyd. Lloyd now weighing her options, 6 seconds left on the shot clock. Lloyd pulls up for 2. No good there. Wagner will come down with it for UPJ. UPJ now have it back on their side. They're going to have a trio of substitutions coming in following stopping a play here. UPJ now kicks it out with the extra pass and able to get 2 more on the board.
Yeah, the Vulcans just have been struggling mightily from the field, and without Raja Fink on the court, because you don't want her to pick up a third foul before half, it's going to be very tough for this offense to go if they're not able to knock down some shots.
Harris now to Smith. Smith has it at the top of the key here. Pull up from just short of the 3 line and gets it to go. 32-27, just over 2 minutes left in this one before the half. UPJ now has the wide open 3 off the money there. Now a fight for it under the basket. UPJ able to remain possession and get the board. A sweet pass there. For that one, you can hear the UPJ fans going wild as they're going to get the and one.
Yeah, and this is where the lack of size really hurts the Vulcans. Unable to get that defensive rebound, and it just sparks everything else. Ends up into the hands of Wagner, and a Wagner beautiful bounce pass behind the back, able to find
Olivia Fasick on that one.
Fasick on the drive, and Fasick doing a good job at embracing the contact and finishing.
Fasick now with the and one shot, can't convert on it, and it'll go back the other way. Sierra Lloyd now going to slow things down a bit on her offense, 32-29. Vulcans trailing off a bit, but still in possession of the lead here, trying to create some space. Are the Vulcans. Now UPJ is really playing that physical defense. Young gets a shot off, fight for it, can't get it. They are able to get the board. Sarah Lloyd has the shot if she wants to take it. She's going to reset with the shot clock resetting with that, and now it's going to be 11 seconds on it. Sierra Lloyd kicks it off to Harrington. Great design play for Harrington to take the three-pointer and drain it.
Exactly what the Vulcans need. They've been in an offensive low here over the last couple of minutes. Haven't been able to make any shots, but good job by Lloyd at driving and forcing Harrington's defender to come over, and Harrington able to knock down the three.
No good three-point attempt from the Mountain Cats, but they get the board, and that will be a foul in favor of California.
And then on the other end.
Oh, it will be on California. The way that Vulcans were cheering, it appeared to be on UPJ.
Yeah, I thought maybe Young was able to get the block, but then Harrington on the other end knocked down the shot, then back on the defensive end, let up the three-point shot and then did not box out, and so that it allowed Crawford to come in and get her own rebound, and that was why she was able to get inside and able to get the shot off before getting fouled. So the Vulcans need to do a better job at tightening up around that, trying to box out and try to secure these rebounds so that UPJ can get more second chance points. And then that one just ended up coming off of them, and now UPJ has a good chance here to swing it back into their favor.
You see the Vulcans pointing as if they believed it was UPJ that last touched it before going out, but it will be UPJ ball, as they're going to say Vulcans had it, and that's going to be another foul call on that one. You can see the frustration mounting by Jonathan Sape.
Yeah, that time, I mean, it's just a bit of a miscommunication on the second free throw attempt. I mean, two of your own players coming to try to get the rebound, and then it just comes off of one of them out of bounds. And then on the inbounds play, they left Norling a little bit too much space, and Young had to come over and foul to try to prevent her from making the shot. So she's going to pick up her second.
Norling at the charity stripe following the foul from Alicia Young. Able to convert on both of them. Now within three, a one-possession ball game here before the half. 35-32. And a bunch of subs will be coming in for the Mountain Cats.
And Clapper is going to come back in for the Mountain Cats in place of Norling. And Tally Gilliard is going to come in to the game for the Vulcans for the first time here today.
Gilliard and Young have been ones to come off the bench, especially when a lot of the starters get in foul trouble here, so they are no stranger to being in the Vulcan lineup here, and that's going to be a no-good shot who will be rebounded by the Mountain Cats. Going to slow things down a little bit here. 1 minute and some change left before halftime, trying to find some space in the paint, and that's going to be Vulcans who are able to strip that one away.
Yeah, good defense by Lloyd, just getting over and just getting a hand on top of the ball.
Now right inside the paint, can't get it to go, and another board possessed by the Mountain Cats. Less than a minute now before the half, 35-32. Your California Vulcans are still in possession of the lead here. Back on that UPJ side, having a hard time getting in there. Alvarez is wide open. Smith tries to get there in time to get the pressure on. No good shot anyway, and it's going to go back the other way from Harris, who's able to rebound it. Sierra Lloyd tries to pull up for two, and able to get it to go.
And Lloyd did the great thing, able to try to make it, looks like they're not going to be able to do so, try to get it at the 2-for-1, try to go down the court super quickly, make the shot, and so that if UPJ takes another attempt, they had one more crack at it before half, but after the inbound, UPJ are going to just hold this one for the last shot.
Shot clock is turned off, and they are going to try and run a play here. I don't see why they won't. And that's going to be a poor pass right off the bat here, trying to get into the paint for the jumper for two. No good, but they get the board to throw it up, and now fight for it. And then that shot's going to be made, but it was after the buzzer.
Yeah, the referees wave it off. The Vulcans kind of weathered the storm in that second quarter. UPJ definitely got the better of the Vulcans, but they did a great job at just fending them off and preventing UPJ from getting from closing this gap even closer.
Your halftime score is 37-32 in favor of your California Vulcans. Stay tuned for the second half here. I'm Addie Mann, joined alongside Jonathan Sape. You're watching CUTV Sports 1 and the PSAC Network.
Hi everybody, welcome into a brand new show here on CUTV. I'm your host Tom Caton, and you are all tuning into the very first official episode of Caton's Corner. everybody. Bye, everybody.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Convocation Center. We're going to get things underway in just over 2 minutes. Right now, it's been California, 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 with the Vulcans leading the Mountain Cats by 37-32. Jonathan Sape, what did you see there in the first half?
Yeah, it was a good first half display from the Vulcans, especially on the defensive end in that first quarter. Not so much the second. The Vulcans were able to knock down some shots as well as playing some fantastic defense. We do have some halftime stats to look at and compare. The Vulcans leading in field goals, 15 for 34 from the field, shooting 44% overall compared to UPJ's 13 for 32, 40.6 from the field. The Vulcans 2 for 7 from 3 compared to UPJ's 1 of 9. And then from the free throw lines, both at 5 and 7. Rebounds identical. 20 rebounds for both teams, 11 defensive rebounds for both teams, and 9 offensive. So that is evenly split. And then turnovers for both teams as well. UPJ with 7 turnovers so far compared to the Vulcans 5. So the Vulcans doing a better job at forcing some mistakes out of the Mountain Cats and being able to capitalize on them.
Definitely something to look at, as Sape mentioned. First half was all California, then UPJ definitely saw some signs of life there the second. If we're doing who won each quarter, it would be California Mountain Cats, and that's something we got to watch out for, because I remember that IUP game. California came out swinging in the first, swinging in the third, and lost the game. Yeah,
I mean, it's just who can prevent it, who can withstand the longest, the battle of attrition, as it is. And in that game, like we talked about, the Vulcans just could not weather that storm in that fourth quarter. IUP completely took over. But so far in this game, this Vulcans defense has been playing a lot better than they did in that game, I feel like. I mean, I'm looking at the steals numbers. The Vulcans have 5 turnovers, but only one of them was some steals. All the other ones were either just like thrown out of bounds or like on passes. The Vulcans have 5 steals. Smith has 2, Harrington has 1, Lloyd has 1, and Gilliard has 1. So 5 steals from the Vulcans, and also 2 blocks as well. So they're just doing a very good job.
It's a defensively heavy game.
They're doing a great job at just not allowing UPJ to get great shots. I mean, they were kind of letting up a little bit in that second quarter. In that second quarter, they were allowing UPJ to get a little bit more looks. The Vulcans weren't as sound on the defensive end, so it's going to be on them to try to make these rotations a little bit better, trying to prevent them from getting good shots like they did in the first quarter if they want to withstand and they want to hold on to this game.
Now we'll be back on the California side to start us off here, and right out of the gate, it's going to be waiting on the official call there. I believe it was jump ball in favor of California, so it will remain in Vulcan possession as Sierra Lloyd set to inbounds that one. That's going to be Harris to kick it out back to Lloyd. Lloyd pulls up just shy of the three-point line, off the money there, and now UPJ is able to get the board.
The big thing for the Vulcans here in the beginning of this third quarter is to make sure to keep Raja Fink protected. She already has 2 fouls in this game, had 8 points in that first half, and we didn't see her at all in that second quarter. So the Vulcans need to do a good job of preventing her from picking up another foul early on so that she doesn't have to sit in the third and the fourth quarter.
Sorry, I want to make sure I get the pronunciation right. Alziadas missed that shot there from Mountain Cats, and that's going to be a double dribble there for California.
Yeah, Lloyd just got caught up with it a little bit too much. And we see that a lot. I mean, I see a lot of players dribbling the ball like that, and sometimes it seems like you could call out on every single possession, them carrying the ball or double dribbling it, but that time Lloyd just a little bit too obvious with the play.
Now back on the Mountain Cats side here, needs to try and get themselves out of the hole early. Great pass, threads the needle, and gets 2 on the board there. And that will be Michaela Clapper with 2 points more for the Mountain Cats.
Yeah, Clapper with a great cut, just able to get behind Lloyd. Lloyd just a little bit too slow on the reaction time.
And now that one is going to be stolen away by the Mountain Cats, right out of the hands of Sierra Lloyd. And they will call a foul against Lloyd as she tried to save it from being a turnover.
And this is where the Vulcans kind of shoot themselves in the foot, so to speak. They try to get a little bit too fancy with it sometimes, and that time Lloyd just tried to do one too many crossover combination moves and then just got it stripped away from her and then had to foul to prevent UPJ from going down the other way.
Alciadas has it now in the paint, tries to spin behind there, able to make the pass. No good shot, but they will get the foul in favor of the Mountain Cats.
Yeah, great move inside by Alzeas, and then a good job that time by Norling to get the offensive rebound And then that's exactly what the Vulcans didn't want. Fink picking up her third foul as she was trying to prevent Norling from going up. Because of that, she's going to have to be careful.
Norling now drains her first attempt from the line. Fink needs to be careful. 2 fouls more, and she will be fouling out of this game. Norling now with her second attempt and gets both to go.
And just like that, it's a 1-point game. The Vulcans won the first quarter by 9 points, and the UPJ clawed back, and now they've clawed themselves back within 1.
Fink has at the top of the key. Fink trying to create some space for her and gets 2 more.
And that's why she's so important, that you can't let her foul, is because she provides so much on both ends of the court, and she provides a different look on the offensive end that is just nothing like any of the other of the Vulcans have. She can just do stuff like that.
Now back on the Mountain Cats side, bounce pass into the paint here. UPJ trying to use that physicality and able to get 2 more to match the layup by Fink.
Yeah, great move that time by Norling, and Harris just a little bit too slow on her feet. She was just shuffling a little bit too far away and allowed Norling to get the space that she needed to get around her and knock down the shot.
Harris throws it out to Fink. Fink now back to Harris, and it will go back the other way. They're going to say Harris had... Oh, it will stay California ball as UPJ. Where's the last ones to hit that? Lloyd will be set to inbounds it here. From up here, it looked like Harris got a hand on it before going out of bounds. But it will be California basketball. Harrington got out, tried to get a 3-shot, couldn't find enough space, and now 7 seconds on the shot clock. Smith's going to try to pull up jumper. No good off that one. UPJ comes down with it.
And this is now a chance for the UPJ that takes the lead. I mean, they haven't had the lead since maybe I don't think they've had the lead all game. So this is their first chance to take the lead.
Alciatis now for 3 to take the lead. That's going to be off the mark. Sierra Lloyd comes barreling back the other way, 39-38. What a game this has become. Sierra Lloyd to Fink in the paint, and that's going to be no good basket by Fink. And you're good, Sabe, if you want to provide some insight.
No, I was just saying sometimes Fink, when she gets into the post, has a little bit kind of tunnel vision. Had Smith open in the corner, because now UPJ are finally going to take the lead.
And that's going to be Ashley Norton with the jumper there with the assist from Michaelin Clapper. And now it's going to go back on the Vulcan side. Vulcans now find themselves in a hole for the first time. Harrington passed to Sierra Lloyd. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Sierra Lloyd now to try to go into the paint. It's going to be a lot of physicality under the basket, and it will go in favor of UPJ. You can see the frustration.
And then Lloyd just got teched up as well.
Ooh. Obviously some words down in the court that the referees did not like that.
Yeah, Lloyd had a nice drive inside, and just and a good job by UPJ getting in front of her and just setting their feet and be able to take that charge. And I can understand Lloyd's frustration. She feels like that wasn't a charge, it was a blocking foul. She should have gone to the line, and like you said, has some choice words for the referee down the court. Picked up a technical, so not only will she get her second, UPJ has a chance to extend their lead, and they're going to get the ball back.
Fasik with her second shot, able to get both to go. And now it will be UPJ possession following the technical foul from Lloyd. Alciatis is set to inbounds this one in favor for the Mountain Cats, 42-39. Mountain Cats now have it, trying to add to their lead for the first time in this game. Able to get something going in the paint here. Can't get that one to go, and the Vulcans will come down with the board.
And the Vulcans need to do a good job here to keep their head. They need to be able to stay mentally strong. I mean, like you said, you had a big lead early, and UPJ have called back. You need to stay strong and not think that you're out of this game yet.
This is exactly what they need. Hallie Harrington to come in clutch with 3 more.
Yeah, she's been the focal point of this offense over the last couple of games. She's proved time and time again why. Knocks down another 3-pointer, and just like that, ties things back up again.
Now back on the UPJ side. Now tie ball game, folks, 42-42, and that will be in favor of the Vulcans as UPJ stepped out of bounds there.
Vulcans getting the stops they need. I mean, this is where they need to capitalize. In the first half, they were able to force turnovers, force blocks, but just couldn't score. Sometimes on the other end, need to be able to get a good shot and need to get the lead back.
Now that one almost tip pass outside, and that will be a tip pass outside, and it will stay in Vulcan's possession. Pass was intended to Alicia Harris, but got a little lucky as Mountain Cats were the last one to hit that. And now a jumper missed shot there, missed opportunity really for the Vulcans.
And once again, just those quick plays off of the inbounds, just drawn up immediately, and Harris had the shot wide open, and those are the types of shots that you need to hit, need to knock down.
Alciatis has it, dumps it out now again, trying to find an open lane. Off the mark there, able to get the board congested under the basket. And call a jump ball in favor of UPJ.
Yeah, UPJ doing a good job at getting underneath and forcing and getting that offensive rebound. But a great job by Harris to get the hands on top of it, force the jump ball, and that'll send us to the immediate timeout.
Now we're going to take a look at some PSAC West standings. We alluded to it earlier in the ball game. This is a big game in terms of rankings. Currently, UPJ is sitting in that 3 spot, but Edinburgh are also playing today. Not only are they playing, they're playing the #1 seed Gannon University, so that's going to be a big shakeup as we also look at the PSAC schedule. So there we go, Edinburgh versus Gannon at Erie. So that is definitely a matchup we're going to be keeping an eye out for you as well. If the California Vulcans are able to hang on in this one, they will be in most likely a spot in a big tie for second place.
Yeah, I mean, that schedule is super congested towards the top, and that just goes to show you that the level of competition in the PSAC West is fierce. Every single team has been lights out and only separated by a game or two from the top. So like we talked about, this game not only important for the standing purposes. We got a word from Director Gary Smith during the break. This could be a monumental win if the Vulcans are able to hold on and win. If the Vulcans are able to win here today, it'll be Coach Strom's 250th career win here in the PSAC. It would be the 9th coach in women's basketball history in the PSAC to get to that 250 mark. So not only is it important for standing purposes, it also could be a historic win here for Coach Strom.
Now the Mountain Cats are set to inbound this. There was some confusion about who was going to inbound it. I know Sierra Lloyd went back to the line prior to the media timeout, but will be UPJ possession, and Ashley Norton is able to convert with the layup there. Now going back to that California side, Fink has it, trying to find some space behind the back dribble move, able to find the open man there for 2. No good shot there off the mark, and UPJ will come down with it. Alicia Harris with the no good, with the miss there. Now back on the Mountain Cats side here, trying to build onto the lead. Alciatis has it in the paint, and it's going to be Fink to get a hand on it and call the foul. That's not what the Vulcans needed right now.
I mean, she's going to pick up her 4th, and I think she has every right to be upset. Looks like she got her hand on top of the ball to prevent the shot from going up, and that's exactly what you want to do, but I guess she just caught too much of the arm, and that's going to be the team's 5th of the quarter, so every foul after this, unless it's an offensive foul, will send UPJ to the free throw line as they're now in the bonus.
Alciatis misses her first shot following the Fink foul. UPJ with their second shot. Alciatis is able to drain that one. 45-42 now in favor of the Mountain Cats. She's going to get subbed out there.
And Crawford going to come in for Alciatis. Just make a little bit of a substitution. The Vulcans still up by, or down by 3, excuse me. And they need to be able to get a nice shot here.
Harris now has it at the top of the key for Vulcans. Bounces it back to Smith. Smith now weighing her options. Harris came in to try and set the screen. Smith pulls up and able to get it to go.
Yeah, great job by Smith to adjust in midair. Was going with the left hand and then decides to, as she's in the air, switches it to the right and just throws it off the glass. Able to knock it down and able to cut the lead to 1.
44-45 now. Molly Wagner dumps it off there for the 2-pointer. Jump up and able to use all of the net and get that one in. That'll be Cassidy Crawford with the jumper there for UPJ. Fight for it now on the ground, back on that Vulcan side. Alicia Harris is able to get that one to go, following that scramble underneath the basket.
Yeah, both teams going blow for blow, just knocking down shots. The Vulcans need to tighten up on the defensive end, need to get a stop.
Wagner has it at the top of the key there. Harris playing some defensive effort on that now. Dump it off. They're going to reset on there and trying to find some open space in the court. Can't get it to go. Vulcans will come down with it. Just now we're at the 3-minute mark as Sierra Lloyd comes barreling down the court. Almost loses control of it. Gives it right into the hands of Wagner. And UPJ says, thank you very much. I'll take it the other way. And we have an injured Vulcan. I believe it's going to be Sierra Lloyd down on the court. Not something we want to be seeing, obviously.
Yeah, Lloyd just...
I think there's just some more frustration involved in that. As she is able to get up.
Yeah, it looks like everything hopefully okay. And I think you're right to point out it might be a little bit of a shaken up a little bit, but also a little bit of frustration factor. The Vulcans had the chance to push the tempo, but Lloyd, like Fink, sometimes just gets that tunnel vision, and as she was running in there, had some open options, but decided to go alone and just ran into 2 or 3 Mountain Cat players and then just lost control of the ball.
We knew this was going to be a gritty battle going into this game, especially with a lot of PSAC West standings on the line here. 1-point game in favor of the Mountain Cats, who have possession here, trying to find some space, in that lockdown Vulcans D, and Vulcans will come up with a board there. Sierra Lloyd to Harrington. Harrington trying to find some space of her own for the 3-pointer. Off the mark there, able to come down with the board and get 2 on the board.
Yeah, Harris has just done it all so far in this game and just put in so much effort. Just fights for that underneath with with Wagner, just rips it out of her hands and just able to get it to go. Great effort underneath by Alicia Harris.
Wagner now to Clapper, trying to find some open space there. You can see the UPJ sideline really trying to get their offense back in the game here. No good 3-shot attempt there, and they're going to fight for under the basket. Will be a foul called against Hallie Harrington.
Yeah, I thought maybe Harrington got a little bit unlucky because it looked like she just ripped it out of the hands of the UPJ player, but just didn't get caught there. She isn't able to knock down the first one.
Crawford misses her first attempt following the Harrington foul. You can see Coach Straws having some words with his players as Crawford's able to get the second one.
I guess Harrington going down the court saying ball don't lie, just that wasn't a foul, and because of that Crawford isn't able to knock down the free throws.
Now for 2 non-contested, they're not able to convert on that one, and UPJ will come down with the board. California is leading by 1 point, 48-47. So UPJ is going to reset with 1 minute and some change left before the third here. Really trying to construct her offense right now back on that UPJ side. 12 seconds on the shot clock. They need to get something cooking here. Able to get 2 on the board. And that will be Cassidy Crawford with another 2-pointer. Now we're under the minute mark in the third. Harrington has it in the corner here. Bounce pass to Harris. Harris weighing her options. Throws it out to Smith. Smith now trying to find a lane in the paint. Sierra Lloyd had the 3-shot, debated it, didn't go for it, now tries to go for the 2. And they are able to come down with the board and able to convert on that. Alicia Young now on that one.
And once again, great effort. Lloyd had the drive, left the shot a little short, and Young underneath just rips it away from the Mountain Cats and able to get a nice shot off and able to give the Vulcans the lead once again. Now they need to get a stop on the other end.
Only 20 some odd seconds left. There are some time on the shot clock, so they do need to get a shot off here. The score time will not help them that much. 7 seconds left on this one, back on that UPJ side. 3 seconds now. They're going to go for the 3-point attempt. No good basket there. Fight for it. And it will go back the other way as that ball went into the UPJ bench.
Yeah, nice job that time by Harris, I believe. It was either Harris or Smith who went up to try to touch it, but just let it go. Now the California with 7 seconds left have the chance to get one last shot.
They do have some time to get a play off with the buzzer beater. They need to throw it up now, and they're able to get the buzzer beater.
A great find by Lloyd, and Harris able to knock down the shot. Good job on that, going down to the wire. I thought Lloyd didn't leave enough time for Harris to get the shot up.
It was close. I was sweating up here.
Yeah, she definitely left that one a little bit close for comfort.
Alicia Harris with that bucket, that last-minute bucket now for the Vulcans, 52-49, going into the fourth and final quarter, if I could talk, in the combo.
Absolutely.
Are you looking for student housing that is convenient, fits your budget, and promotes independent living? Look no further than Penn West California's Upper Campus student community at Vulcan Village. At Vulcan Village, you have 3 spacious floor plans to choose from, all with guaranteed private bedrooms and many with private bathrooms. Our community provides you fantastic amenities such as a 24/7 fitness center, convenience store, sand volleyball, and saltwater swimming pool. All apartments are fully furnished and have full kitchens and laundry. Utilities, internet, parking, recreation, and events all included. We provide you an all-inclusive experience that can't be beat. Schedule a tour and learn more today at vulcanvillage.com. Live here, live well.
And we are back in the Convocation Center. Right now we got a heck of a ball game for you guys, folks. 52-49 in favor of the Vulcans following that buzzer beater by Alicia Harris. And we're going to take a look at some highlights for you guys here. It's been a gritty battle of a third quarter. As you can see, both UBJ and California really fighting back and forth for the lead, but California will be able to maintain it going into the fourth quarter there. And that's Young's layup shot there following the Sierra Lloyd jumper. And now we're going to see back another play by Alicia Harris with the pull-up jumper at the buzzer. What a play that was to round out the third quarter. We're going to get things back underway here in the combo. And Alicia Harris once again with 2 more.
Ends the quarter in favor of the Vulcans, and she starts off the fourth quarter in the same fashion. Good find by Lloyd to get Harris the ball underneath, and Harris, great positioning, able to just get a nice shot off. A 5-point lead restored now for the Vulcans.
Now a 3-point again for UBJ. Can't get it to go. Do get the rebound. Bounce pass for 2-pointer. Can't get it to go again. Are able to get the third, and third time's a charm for the Mountain Cats.
Yeah, that was Harris again and getting over. Got a block on the shot, but once again, Norling just so big underneath the basket, just able to secure all these offensive rebounds for UPJ and able to get another one.
Harrington now has it in the corner. Lloyd tried to set the screen for Harrington with the pull-up jumper off the mark, and UPJ will come down with it. Mountain Cats going to slow down the pace a little bit. It's still a 1-possession ball game for you folks. The extra pass, and that's going to be a charging foul. And it will be possession for California. And we're going to take a look at that one for you. You see the extra pass there to the outside, and Sierra Lloyd just takes the charge there.
She delivered a charge earlier on in that third quarter that she wasn't happy about, and then just took the one there.
Lloyd now has it in the corner, dumps it. Oh, she was going for Harrington. That pass is going to be stolen away. Harrington's the only one who's there to save it, and Lloyd got a hand on it before going out of bounds. Lloyd wanted the foul call, won't get it.
And once again, that's just great effort. Harrington came storming all the way back to just try to throw Clapper off, and Clapper just went a little bit too strong on the layup, couldn't get it, and Lloyd maybe got a little bit lucky that they didn't call the possession in favor of UPJ there.
Harrington now has it, bounce pass to Harris, finding Smith at the bench, 16 seconds on the shot clock. Harris sets the screen for Smith. Now Young back out to Harris, blow hot potato action. Sierra Lloyd needs to do something here. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Pull up for 2. Sierra Lloyd drains it.
Lloyd loves that mid-range jumper and just gave a little shimmy in that corner and just couldn't tell which way she was going. Cut to her right and just got to her spot in that mid-range area and able to knock it down.
Now back on that Mountain Cat side, 56-51, and I'm not certain if that was a pass or a shot, to be honest.
It looked like they were trying to get Alizeus inside. I mean, UPJ have so many tall players. Alizeus 6 foot, standing over top of Harrington, and Harrington only 5'5", so they were just trying to feed Alizeus in the post, but that's
like
a little bit too high.
standing next to Johnny.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit. It's very similar.
We're going to go back.
That's how I feel when I sit next to Johnny.
It's actually pretty funny, especially because you are standing next to Johnny. Oh, what a play that was. Oh, my goodness, that thing went flying in the stands.
I mean, just goes to show you that height matters. I mean, if Harrington's a little bit taller there, that shot's not getting blocked, but the struggles of
that ball went like a good 15 feet, if not further.
It happens, you know, it happens.
Now, California will be set to possess that one, and now Harrington trying to get some revenge on her block shot there. Won't make the shot, but will get the foul.
And Harrington does a fantastic job of just drawing these types of fouls when she's driving towards the paint. It would just create a little bit of separation, uses great trickery to just get her body in the way and draw the contact. And Harrington forces, I believe that's Fasik to pick up another foul. That's going to be her third.
Harrington with her first shot, and you know she's going to make that one. One of the sharpshooters here for that Vulcans team. Harrington now with her second shot. Now it's going to be off the mark just a bit. The old commentating curse.
I mean, she does shoot 84% from the line, so you expect her to make both of them most of the time, but like you said,
every time we say that.
Just because it's just when you have to point it out.
Yeah, I know. And it's going to go back on that UPJ side now. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Really need to get something cooking here. Now in a bit of a hole. Alciatis is going to take the shot attempt. Can't get it to go. Fight for the board. And can't trip up Harris as she's going to come down with it. Sarah Lloyd now going to slow things down just a bit. Just shy of the 7-minute mark here in the fourth. Sarah Lloyd dumps it out to Harrington. Back to Lloyd. Lloyd to Harrington. You know that's a play they've been doing a lot to try and get Harrington into the three-point line. And it will be a foul called in favor of California.
And once again, it's Harrington able to draw these fouls, gets to a great spot inside, feels the contact and just throws it up to make sure that she goes to the line.
Yeah,
but I just want to make one more point on that last end down here. Smith had that ferocious rebound, just ripped it out of Clapper's hands and just threw Clapper to the ground.
it was kind of funny because Clapper was basically just trying to grab Harris's ankles, almost like a football play, and just do anything she could to not have possession go back the other way.
Yeah, I mean, it was like a wrestling move. She just like ripped her over her shoulder.
That will be a foul against Ashley Nolan as Harrington's able to convert on both shots there. 59-51, 6:30 left in the convo. What a great game we got for you guys so far here. Now back on the UPJ side. They're going to kick it out to the outside here. 14 seconds left. Harrington on the defensive end for California. The trip up right from the get-go at the top of the key here. Alziatis now has it, dumps it off, and they're going to try and reset. Don't have that much time left. 3 seconds. They don't know about this. They need to get this up. Harrington gets a hand on it, and the shot clock will be called against them.
Harrington very lucky there that the shot clock went out before she made the contact on that, because that could have been called a foul. It was very close, and it looks like UPJ going to call a timeout with 6:06 left here in the fourth quarter.
And now I've been waiting all game to say this. It is Blaze's birthday. Happy birthday, Blaze. We're going to see I'm getting made fun of by my graphics. He's been having a time of his life. I've never seen him dance this hard.
Oh, yeah, he's dancing. He's loving it. He's getting into it.
I think he just found out he's on camera. That's...
And again, once you say that he's been dancing all day, he's not dancing in this, like...
Oh, come on, Blaze. Do something fun for us.
Well, we have a second. We take a look at the women's basketball upcoming schedule. There's this game against UPJ. Then on Wednesday, face off at Clarion, and then on the weekend at Edinburgh. So facing off against both Penn West schools on the road. And then following that one, 2 home games in a row against the Rock of Slippery Rock and then the Golden Knights of Gannon. It's going to be a tough battle for that first place spot. And then traveling away at Mercyhurst on Saturday the 11th, and then hosting the Griffins of Seton Hill on Wednesday, February 15th. This upcoming schedule for the Vulcans is a rough one because every single one of these teams is pretty much near the top, except for Clarion. But
wow. We will be traveling to Clarion on Wednesday.
We'll be there.
We will be there. We got the Penn, I like to call next week the Penn West trifecta because it's us, first Clarion on Wednesday, first Edinburgh on Saturday.
Yeah, it's the Battle of Penn West. Like whoever
wins is the only Penn West.
I remember Johnny and I talked about it when we did the football games. It's just who is the best Penn West school, you know? And then The
Big
Vulcans were
bragging
able,
rights.
they won both of those games against the Penn West schools in football.
It's
so.
like beating your siblings in a sport.
Yeah.
Gonna be a bounce pad right off the get-go to Harrington. To Lloyd now, who's gonna slow things down a bit. I would like to point out that Blaze did dance as soon as we took the camera off of him.
He's just a little camera shy.
Oh yeah, now Lloyd, the heave to Fink now, and sorry, that was gonna be a heave to Young now, back to Lloyd to Young again. We'll get a foul call as only 6 seconds remain on the shot clock.
Foul called on the floor as it was Fasek who pushed in behind on Young. That's gonna be her fourth, the team's fourth of the quarter. And that'll give the Vulcans 20 seconds on the shot clock, so they'll get a nice reset there.
Definitely what the Vulcans needed. It's still a close game here, folks. That inbounds pass will be to Harrington. She's going to just give it off to Sierra Lloyd. Sierra Lloyd now 12 seconds on the shot clock here, trying to find somebody, find Young in the paint, and Alciades is going to get the foul called in favor of her.
Yeah, Young that time in the post as she was swinging around, just threw a little bit too hard of an elbow and just knocked down Alciades over. Good job by her, just taking that contact and going down with it. And Young's going to pick up her third.
Now back on the Mountain Cats side, we've seen them come out hot and win some quarters here. Oh my God. Hallie Harrington just said, thank you very much, here you go. So it's going to go back the other way now. Young was able to bring it up, and now Sierra Lloyd has it in the corner here. Back to Young, and that's going to go to Harrington now. Harrington now dumps it off, getting triple teamed, finds Young by the Vulcan bench, finds Sierra Lloyd, doesn't have enough space. Now she does to take the three. That's going to be off the mark there, and UPJ is going to say thank you very much. Vulcans really putting the pressure back on the Mountain Cats. Alciades is now taking that three-point shot off the mark there. Sierra Lloyd comes down with that one. It's going to slow things down a bit.
Yeah, it's very smart by Lloyd and from the Vulcans. Just taking as much time as Coach Strom going to call a timeout, and this is exactly what they need to do. Just try to waste as much time as possible. Just slow the game down and get some good shots on the board. So Coach Strom and the Vulcans going to talk over some strategy in that huddle.
We're going to take a look at some replays here during the California timeout. You can see Harris with the pull-up for two there at the buzzer. What a great shot that was to round out the third. That's going to be Sierra Lloyd's pass to Harris again, and that's going to be another good shot there for Alicia Harris. Now back on the UPJ side, you can see their response to it, the fight from it under the basket, and able to get two on the board here for the Mountain Cats. Now Sierra Lloyd with a pull-up jumper for two on this one, and right down the money, she's able to drain that one. Nothing but net.
And while we have a second, make sure to follow the Vulcans on social media, Instagram and Twitter, Cal Vulcans on both, and then CUTVPA on Instagram, CUTV_PA on Twitter. To make sure you can follow along with all Vulcan athletics and other such things on social media. I do want to give a quick shout out though to the pep band that's here today. They're doing a fantastic job.
They bring the noise.
They definitely, yeah, I mean, they're bringing the noise, they're bringing the energy as well. I've always noticed that anytime, any school you go to, if they have a band playing,
it's going to get rowdy.
The players in the band, or like the people in the band, are like the biggest sports fan. Like they get more emotionally vested in the game than I've ever seen anyone get. Like they love it.
My favorite thing ever was when we were at UPJ. I mean, not UPJ, IUP, and they kept yelling air ball on shots that like hit the backboard. I thought that was hysterical.
Mind games, you know.
I don't know why I enjoyed that. As following that California timeout, it will be California possession. I don't know what's going on there with the old triple screen. This is going to be a Coach Strom original play on this one. Fink now has it following that triple screen coverage, as I'm going to refer it to. Fink tries to get the shot off, not able to convert, and now Harrington has it at the top of the key. And Coach Strom is going to call a different play here as Sierra Lloyd has it by the Vulcan plate bench.
That's the double screen.
You know, if they miss, are they going to go single screen?
We'll see.
Sierra Lloyd now off the mark on that one, and Lloyd's going to take an elbow to the face. No foul called. UPJ has it now going back the other way. Poor pass there by the Mountain Cats. Able to keep it on the court, though. Just shy of 4 minutes here in the fourth. Mountain Cats really need to get something cooking here. Alziatis now has it at top of the key, dumps it off into the paint, trying to find an open lane. No good there. And now a fight for it. Harrington got a hand on it. Jump ball called. And it will favor possession of UPJ.
Yeah, good job that time by Harris, just sliding her feet and just making herself a little bit bigger to force Norling in a more difficult shot. But once again, good effort by UPJ, getting the ball getting the hands on the ball that Harrington had and forcing the jump ball. But a great block.
Goodness. That looked like we were watching a volleyball game there for a second. And we're going to take a look at that one, because that looked surreal in person. You can see UPJ, there's the inbounds right away. They wanted to get the shot off quickly, and then, oh my goodness, what was that?
Good camera work from Nate down there to get that one, and then we even missed it. Harrington got her headband just ripped off on the foul afterwards, so now she's going to go to the line.
Jordan Smith, what a block that was for the Vulcans as Harrington drains her first one and has the headband intact.
And she's got the headband back.
That's always good.
I mean, you can't let she's got the great flowing hair. You can't let that get in the eyes, you know.
And Harrington's able to convert on both foul shots there, as we expect her to do. I will say it after after it happened now.
I almost asked a really dumb question. I was going to ask if she wears the headband when you guys golf, but I think you guys wear hats.
No, we wear hats, but we do play basketball, and she did wear it when we played basketball, and I was very thankful she was on my team. I was so thankful. She does make fun of me, though, because I have my hair down, and I don't use a headband or anything, and she doesn't know how I can play golf like that. Anyway, that's going to be Hayden Taylor with a good layup there for UPJ. As we're going to talk about basketball once again, Fink has it wide open there. It's going to be charging foul called against Fink.
No, I think they're going to call the block.
Oh, they're going to call a block on it.
Yeah, that one's going to go against Clapper, and Fink going to luck out on that one because Clapper just didn't get her feet set in time, just fell down with the contact. And that'll send Fink to the line, and I mean, that would have been dangerous because that would have been Fink's fifth, and she would have been out of here.
First shot is good for Fink, building onto that California lead, which is almost in the double digits mark, which is... Sorry, there was a lot going on there for 1 second. I was hearing things about granola bars, and Fink is able to convert on her second attempt there. Now California has a 10-point lead over the Mountain Cats. 2:30 left here in the fourth. Can the California Vulcans hold on? And that will go back the other way as Alziratis got a hand on it before going out of bounds.
Yeah, the Mountain Cats have kind of just lost the plot over the last couple of minutes. What you talked about, the Vulcans won the first quarter, UPJ won the second. They also won the third as well. They outscored the Vulcans 17-15.
So they won everything.
But then this quarter has been all California. They've won this quarter handily. And like you talked about in that IUP game, the Vulcans won 3 out of the 4 quarters, but the fourth quarter was the one that mattered.
Lloyd now to Harrington, 7 seconds on the shot clock. Lloyd tried to set the screen, ended up tripping Harrington. And it will be a foul called. And the foul will be on number 34, Ashley Norling, for the Mountain Cats. A lucky break there for Vulcan. Sarah Lloyd is going to go to the line for 2.
Yeah, Lloyd just trucked over Harrington. And Harrington did a great job at not falling completely to the ground because that would have been called a travel. But she stayed on her knees and passed it off to Lloyd, who then got fouled on the baseline.
A little lucky break there for California as Lloyd's able to convert on one of the 2 shots there. Coach John's playing heavy with those screens right now. Anyway, we're going to get back underway here on the UPJ side of the court here. Alziratis has it. Harrington on the defensive end. Harris comes in, and they will get the foul called in their favor as Alziratis' shot was no good.
Yeah, Alziratis took a deep 3 there, and that time Harris didn't make the contact going up, but just didn't give Alziratis enough room on her way back down. And so that will send her to the line. So she's going to shoot 3, and this is going to be very important for California and for UPJ, is if she's able to make this, you're looking at an 8-point game with 144. So this game's not entirely over if she's able to knock down the 3 shots.
You see Coach Dreas having a word with his team as they retake the court here. Alziratis' shot, second one is good, and it will, since it was a 3-pointer attempt, it will be another foul shot here for UPJ. Third shot here is also good. What the Mountain Cats needed now, 64-56 in favor of California. Bounce pass to Smith. Smith back to Lloyd. Lloyd now weighing her options here. 16 seconds on the shot clock. Sierra Lloyd trying to create some space for herself. Lloyd now trying to go barreling into the paint. Drops it off to Harrington. And it will be a foul going back the other way for UPJ.
It's going to be another charge foul called against Lloyd. That's going to be her fourth. And that could have been a chance for the Vulcans to potentially ice the game. Harrington had a nice drive inside, but Lloyd just got too much of a head of steam going downhill there and just tumbled over the Mountain Cat player.
Now Mountain Cats have it now going back the other way. Really need to get something going and fast here to try and salvage this game. Trying to go for the three, wasn't there, but do get the 2 points. And that'll be Ashley Norling for 2 more.
And UPJ foul immediately. Norling, it was Clapper, just caught her arm and just caught the face of Lloyd. And because the Vulcans are already in the bonus, she's going to go back down to the line to shoot 2. And that'll be Clapper's fourth. So Clapper and Fasik for UPJ both sitting at 4 fouls on the court.
Sarah Lloyd with her first shot is up and good. Important to note, I believe Jonathan Sape alluded to this earlier, if the Vulcans are able to hang on this lead going into the last minute of regulation, this will be win number 250 for Coach Strom, which puts her at the 9th winningest coach in women's basketball in the PSAC conference. Now back on the UPJ side, Alziades took the shot, wasn't there, and now it's going to go back the other way with Lloyd rebounding it, and they're going to try and steal it right off the bat, and it will stay on UPJ side. Now a three-pointer attempt again from Alziades. No good once again. Fight for it. Foul called.
Yeah, it's just been a tough night from three-point line. After that, Alziades 0 for 9 from 3, and that was where UPJ on the season have been fairly good. They've been able to knock down a good majority of their three-point shots, but today she hasn't been able to hit any.
And that will be a foul against Ashley Norton, her fourth. One more and she's out of this game, and that's going to be a good shot from Harris for the California Vulcans.
And on the season as well, Alziades shooting 36% from 3, which is a fairly good mark from the three-point line. But like we talked about, just has not been her day from beyond the court, as Harris misses a second and UPJ going to take another timeout.
Well, we have a second. Why don't we look at what Hallie Harrington's three-point percentage is? Jonathan Sabe, can you look that up for me?
Oh, I can absolutely.
Thank you, Mr.
I
Sabe.
absolutely could do that for you.
Because Harrington, as we know from standing up here and watching a lot of games, is lights out from the three-point line.
Yeah, she absolutely seems to do so. On the season, shooting 36%, 44 from 122 attempts from 3. So, like I said, another pretty good mark, but she's been fantastic today. A game high 18 points tied with Norling for UPJ for the lead with 18 points in this game. And Harrington's been phenomenal. 3 for 8 from the field, 2 for 5 from 3. Has shot 10 for 12 from the free throw line. That's where she's made her money here today. And I mean, she has definitely started to carry the offensive burden a little bit more over the last couple of games, and she's done very, very well with those opportunities.
We're back underway here in the Convocation Center. Last 30 seconds, Alziades pulls up for 3. No good ball off there. And then that will be out of bounds on UPJ.
The three-point woes continue for UPJ as they're unable to knock that one down again.
Now California is going to try and kill as much clock as possible. The shot clock and the game clock don't quite match up, so there will be another play following this one no matter what happens here. Sierra Lloyd has it by the Vulcans bench. UPJ coming in hot, putting the pressure on. Fink now just trying to make some room for herself and kill clock. 8 seconds on the shot clock here, and maybe 0.1 of a second on the game clock in difference. No good shot there. Shot clock winds down, and game clock winds down as well. Coach Strom is now the 9th winningest coach in women's basketball in the PSAC conference, and it will be a game in favor of California, 67-58 big wins in terms of PSAC West standings.
Yeah, huge win for the Vulcans. They were able to hold UPJ to be 1 of 18 from 3. And if you're playing defense like that, you're going to win a large chunk of your games.
And now stay tuned for the men's game. Another big win here for California. You're watching CUTV PSAC Network.